There's a version of you that would terrify your current self, not because it is louder, or more confident, or more talented, but because it no longer negotiates. In ancient Japan, a warrior understood something modern men refuse to accept. Discipline is not a tool, it is a form of death, and most people will never survive it. Ask yourself, if that version of you stood in front of you right now, would you recognize him, or would you look away? The path you are about to hear is not designed to improve you, it is designed to erase you. Because the man you are right now cannot complete it. Are you ready to let that version of you die or nonotom, or are you still protecting him? A ronin once walked this path, a man without a master, without comfort, without permission to be weak. And by the end, there was nothing left of who he used to be. Can you endure a path that gives you nothing back? At least not in the beginning? This is the 100-day transformation no one survives. At the beginning, there is always a man who believes he wants discipline. He watches videos, he writes goals, he tells himself that this time will be different. He wakes early for 2 days. He trains until discomfort appears. He focuses until boredom arrives. Then something subtle happens. A whisper, rest today, start again tomorrow, you've done enough. And he listens, not because he is weak, but because he is still negotiating with himself. How many times have you heard that same whisper and obeyed it without question? His name could be anything. It could be yours. When was the last time you made a promise to yourself and actually kept it? He sets alarms with intention only to silence them with justification. He writes plans at night only to abandon them in the morning fog. He feels guilt, but even that guilt becomes familiar, comfortable, predictable. And slowly, without realizing it, he builds a life around avoidance. Do you see yourself in this pattern? Or are you still pretending you're different? Modern psychology calls this cognitive dissonance. The mind seeks comfort over contradiction. When action conflicts with identity, the brain pulls you back to what feels familiar. But a ronin would see this differently. To him, this is not a productivity issue. This is a failure of identity. In the old ways of Bushido, a man did not ask, "What do I feel like doing?" He asked only one question: "What does my code demand?" And once that question was answered, there was no second thought. Because the moment you negotiate with weakness, you have already obeyed it. So answer this honestly. Are you living by a code or by your moods? The modern man believes discipline is something he does. The ronin understood discipline is something you become, and becoming requires something most people avoid at all costs: the death of your current self. What part of you are you still refusing to let go of? In Zen, there is a concept known as emptiness. Not nothingness, but stakas, but the removal of illusion. The illusion that you can be both disciplined and comfortable. The illusion that you can grow without sacrifice. The illusion that you can keep your old habits and still become someone new. The ronin abandoned these illusions early. He did not try to balance his life. He sharpened it. Every action became deliberate, every movement intentional, every day a test. Are you sharpening your life or dulling it with comfort? This is where the 100-day path begins. Not with motivation, not with excitement, but with a decision. For the next 100 days, there will be no negotiation. You will wake when you said you would wake. You will train when you said you would train. You will work when you said you would work, no matter how you feel, especially when you don't feel like it. Because the first enemy you will face is not the world, it is your own biology. Can you commit to something that doesn't care how you feel? Your brain is wired for efficiency, for survival, for comfort. Every time you choose discomfort, your mind resists. It creates excuses, justifications, delays disguised as logic. A ronin would call this the internal war, not a battle of strength, but a battle of authority. Who decides your actions, your impulses, or your code? Who is in control right now, truly? In the first 10 days, you will fail here. You will feel resistance in its purest form. Fatigue will feel heavier. Time will feel slower. Every task will feel like friction. You will sit in front of your work and feel an invisible weight pressing against your mind. You will look at your training and feel your body reject it before you even begin. This is not weakness. This is withdrawal. You are withdrawing from a life of ease, from instant gratification, from the habit of escape. And like any withdrawal, it will hurt. When it starts to hurt, will you interpret it as a sign to stop or a sign to continue? The ronin knew this phase well. There were mornings when the cold felt unbearable, nights when hunger stretched longer than comfort allowed, days when silence felt heavier than noise. But he did not interpret these as signs to stop. He interpreted them as confirmation that the process was working. Can you learn to see pain differently, or will you always run from it? Pain to him was not a warning, it was a signal. But the real danger does not come from pain, it comes from reasoning. Your mind will not attack you with weakness alone. It will disguise itself as intelligence. It will say, you need balance. It will say, this pace is unsustainable. It will say, you can skip today and still succeed. And because these thoughts sound reasonable, you will believe them. How often have you been defeated by thoughts that sounded logical? This is the second stage of the war, the intelligent sabotage. A ronin would cut through this immediately, because he understood something modern minds forget. Truth does not always feel reasonable. Discipline does not always feel healthy. Growth does not always feel balanced. Sometimes the correct path feels extreme, and be honest. Are you willing to walk a path that feels extreme? And that is why most people never take it. By the second phase of the 100 days, something begins to fracture, not your body, your identity. The person you believed yourself to be starts to weaken. The one who avoided discomfort, the one who delayed action, the one who needed motivation, begins to collapse under the weight of consistency. When that version of you starts breaking, will you rebuild him or replace him? This is where most people quit, not because they cannot continue, but because continuing requires them to let go of who they are. The ronin did not hesitate here. He allowed that identity to die. This is the one path. There is no alternative route, no softer version, no hidden shortcut. The method is simple and brutal. You do what must be done every day, without exception. Modern minds reject this immediately. They search for optimization, for efficiency, for ways to make discipline easier. But the ronin understood something deeper. Discipline is not meant to be easy, it is meant to be absolute. Do you want easy, or do you want transformation? Because consistency is not about intensity, it is about identity. Neuroscience tells us that repeated actions rewire the brain, pathways strengthen, behaviors automate. But this only happens when there are no gaps. A single break teaches the brain that the pattern is optional. And once something becomes optional, it becomes fragile. The ronin eliminated this possibility entirely. There were no off days, no exceptions, no I'll make up for it tomorrow. Because tomorrow is where discipline goes to die. Instead, there was only today, and today was always non-negotiable. How many times has tomorrow stolen your progress? By the middle of the journey, around day 40, something unexpected happens. The resistance does not disappear, but it changes shape. It becomes quieter, more subtle. Instead of loud excuses, you feel a dull emptiness, a lack of emotion, a sense that nothing matters. This is the third phase, emptiness. When everything feels empty, will you stop, or will you continue anyway? Many interpret this as burnout, but the ronin understood it differently. This is the stripping away of emotional dependence. You are no longer driven by excitement. You are no longer stopped by discomfort. You exist in a state of neutrality. And in that neutrality, There is power, because now your actions are no longer controlled by how you feel. They are controlled by who you have become. To survive this path, the ronin did not rely on willpower. He relied on predecision. Before the day began, everything was already decided. When to wake, when to train, when to work, when to rest. There was no room left for choice, because choice invites weakness. In ancient Japan, warriors used rituals to eliminate uncertainty. They prepared for battle before it began. They rehearsed outcomes in their minds. They committed fully before action was required. This is what you must do. You do not wait until you are tired to decide if you will train. You decide when you are strong, so that your weaker self has no voice. You do not wait until distraction appears to choose focus. You remove the decision entirely. Have you decided your life in advance, or are you reacting to it every day? The ronin would prepare his blade before the enemy arrived. You must prepare your mind before resistance appears. As the days move past 60, something begins to solidify. The habits are no longer fragile. The structure of your life begins to harden. Your mornings become automatic. Your work becomes precise. Your training becomes expected. You no longer ask if you will act. You act. Can you imagine a life where action is automatic, not emotional? And this is where a new danger appears. Pride. The feeling that you have mastered the process. The belief that you can now relax. The temptation to reward yourself with softness. Will you stay disciplined when it becomes easy? Or will you collapse the moment you feel strong? Many fall here, quietly, slowly, without realizing it. The ronin never allowed this, because he knew that discipline is not something you achieve, it is something you maintain. The moment you believe you have earned rest, you begin to decay. Are you seeking discipline, or are you seeking comfort disguised as discipline? So he remained empty, detached from success, unmoved by progress, focused only on the next action. By the final phase, around day 80, you will notice something undeniable. You are different, not in a visible way, but in a deeper, more permanent sense. Your reactions have changed. Your tolerance has increased. Your mind has become quieter, sharper, colder. You no longer panic. You no longer hesitate. You no longer negotiate. If you reach this point, would you even recognize your old self? And then, day 100 arrives. But nothing dramatic happens, no celebration, no sudden realization, no external reward, only silence. And in that silence, truth. You look back, and the person who started this path feels distant, weak, unfamiliar, because he is gone. He could not have survived this. Only this version of you could, like the ronin standing alone in silence, unmoved by comfort, unshaken by resistance, unrecognizable to who he once was. And when you reach that point, you will understand what most never do. Discipline was never about achieving more. It was about becoming someone who cannot be stopped. So now the question is simple. Will you walk this path, or will you remain the same? If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the last ronin and the path of Japan, Bushido and Zen.